One low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid-off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid-off. NMLS 696891.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Rich Jones here. Investing can be more about just filling a bank account. It's about having a secure retirement, protecting your family. Let DLP Capital help you to protect your why. Here's CEO and founder Don Wenner.
I started DLP Capital with an expectation that I could provide my family, my investors, my team members, and the families of my investors with awesome returns, limited volatility, and no losses, all while providing desperately needed affordable housing to the American workforce.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com. ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Larry O'Brien Trophy for a second straight game will be in the building tonight. The Celtics, coming off one of their worst postseason losses ever, can clinch a record 18th NBA title and first in 16 years with a win over the Mavericks in Game 5 of the Finals. ESPN NBA analyst Doris Burke.
It has to get back to Boston playing with force, which I did not think they did at all in Game 4. And the other thing I think they need to do is not simply look for the one advantage, which is attacking Luka Doncic. I think they've got to seek several advantages. Yes, their drive and kick is their best aspect, but their offensive rebounding when the ball starts popping, when Jaylen Brown is out in transition.
Dorsberg on Carlin versus Joe, Game 5, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio, 8:30 Eastern on ABC. Former LSU football coach Les Miles suing the school for vacating wins in response to an NCAA infractions case that dropped him below the threshold for College Football Hall of Fame qualification. The in-season edition of HBO's Hard Knocks will chronicle the entire AFC North, Ravens, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Tuesday as we wait for my Lakers to hire a head coach. I'll tell you what else they need to do if they want to be real title contenders. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show.
Oh, boy.
As one Brian Middleton pointed out to me just a few minutes, it's a Thursday edition on a Monday for your boy Aaron Schachter.
Yeah, boy.
Because you know if there's something I enjoy doing, it's not working a full week of radio.
Yeah, boy. Ooh-wee.
It's going to be a short week for the Aaron Schachter Show this week. We'll do Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we have off to honor the history of Juneteenth. And then Thursday and Friday, I'll be on vacation out in the Outer Banks.
How are you going to be celebrating it? Specifically, how are you going to be celebrating that?
Are you talking Juneteenth?
Juneteenth, that's what
just
I want to
by
make sure.
having a remembrance so I contribute. How are you going to be celebrating?
I got a phone call. For you.
Oh, okay. You want to change the topic. I see how that goes. I see. Throw your buddy Aaron under the bus and then run away. Throw the brick. What do? You hidey hand. That's what you do. I understand. I get that Geechee talk. I understand. But today is an action-packed show. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. First and foremost, we got to recap everyone's Father's Day. So, Brian, we'll talk about that a little later in the show, next hour. We've also got a game from you, a Brian Middleton production, Dead or Alive this week, because we're not going to be able to play it on Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll move it up to Monday this week and have a little fun for that. And I just remembered, actually, when we play Dead or Alive, I'm on the hook for some content. So now I got to think of some of that before we get to the 4 o'clock hour.
I got more than enough, just in case. Hey, Aaron, I know that normally we start the show with something else that gets us off track for 10 minutes, but I really want you to take this call.
Oh.
Can we do that?
We
I
can.
don't want, I'm an EP,
Brian,
but I don't want to
literally,
overstep.
your job is to produce the show. You got someplace to take us. Let's get it. Great. I see. I'm only on the air for 2 days this week, so you really want to make it hurt is what you're doing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please all rise for royalty? It's King South Beach.
What days are you on?
Not today. You might as well call back another day.
55 million a year. Oh, Dennis Fingers Lawrence. Oh, he saw them coming. I can't stop laughing. My ribs are hard and I'm laughing. So
I tell you, man, you reach a level that the phone just has to ask for help. The phone is in crisis mode. And it's like, guys, I can't carry the burden of the volume coming out of Gary's mouth. Is there anybody who can help me? But yes, I see you.
55 million a year.
You've held on to this now for a few days. Go ahead. I'll let you speak your piece, man. You don't think Trev is deserving or he's earned it? What's the deal?
Oh, of course not. His record is coming over Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. You realize that, don't you?
I do realize. Although,
look at the stats. Look at the win-losses.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen them all. I understand people like to point out metrics all the time. Actually, in the next segment, we will point out some metrics that maybe refute your opinion. They disagree with your contention.
Come on. The records speak for themselves. You can't repeat facts. I'm laughing so hard. Boy, do the Jags get taken. He's laughing all the way in the back. He's saying, what suckers I got to pay me $55 million a year for, at best, an average quarterback, at best. Oh, my.
Gary sounds like me after I've had a little too much nitrous at the dentist office.
It is so funny. I can't take it.
Hey, Gary, you breaking into the whiskey a little early today? What do you got going on?
I guarantee you that there's others out there that feel the same way as me. They don't have the guts to call, but...
I mean, or they're just not listening, Gary. I mean, you could just be a sea of one out there. But I will agree. I'll agree with you that yes,
that's always possible. But oh man, 55 million a year.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in the opinion. I think there are a lot of people who do actually agree with you, not just people who hate the Jags. I think there are Jags fans who are kind of freaked out about the deal. We talked about that a little bit last week. But like I said, a little bit later in the show, we'll talk about some of the reasons why.
I want to hear from him. Call them at 904-362-9901 and say, South Beach / Southern Gary, you are right. They way overpaid.
I appreciate the phone call, Gary. Thank you so much for giving us the promo. Love it when South Beach calls in and does the liner for us. Can we go ahead and clip that and then add subtitles to it and throw it in one of the liners we have playing on the air?
Captioning going to have a bunch of question marks. You ever did closed captioning and there's a bunch of symbols?
It's when the person responsible for typing just throws their hands in the air and they're like, I'm not doing this.
You tell me. That's what it says in caption. You tell me. I don't know.
Choose your own adventure is essentially how that goes. Appreciate South Beach calling in, as we always do. Man is a fixture here at ESPN 690, as well as every other radio station up and down the East Coast.
You said his phone is just like, listen, huh?
It's like the closed caption guy. The phone is like, I give up. Someone needs to come in and throw the assist here. I just can't do this. Did you hear what that phone sounded like beginning of that phone call? I don't know. I realize not everyone works in audio, so they don't really get the reference I'm about to make. But, you know, Brian, me and you, we edit audio. So we're looking at waveforms all day.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, waveforms are like the visual imagery of what audio looks like on screen.
That's very profound, man.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wasn't sure if that was going to go over. Fine. But when Gary talks, it's not like spikes, peaks, and valleys like it normally looks. It really just looks like a brick, a rectangular brick with no movement whatsoever. It's both at the top
that's wild.
and at the bottom limits of both. He pushes to the limit in every direction.
That's wild.
That's why you got to love Gary.
That's wild because it's such an accurate depiction.
And wild that you wanted to derail the radio show so early.
Well, here's the deal, man.
We were 3 minutes into this broadcast. Could have been the best broadcast ever, but now.
We would have gotten into a good ADHD conversation intro.
As we tend to do.
We would still be into it and have another 3 minutes of it.
Technically, we're there right now.
We get into the actual topic.
Yep.
And Gary would have been waiting for 15 minutes. And sometimes I don't want to make Gary wait. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, like especially when you get us at the very beginning of the show. He called as soon as I asked you about your Juneteenth celebration.
That's true. You did ask about that.
And you thought I was trying to avoid the question.
You were.
And I was over here like, nah, I really got a phone call. So when someone calls in that close to after we played the intro. I feel a need. Let's get them on.
I will say, the earlier you call, the less beholden to the topic you have to be. But who are we kidding? We kind of throw on anybody we get. That's just what we do here.
That's fair.
It's fine. I'm looking to have fun with you guys. I'm not sitting here perched up in some ivory tower somewhere. I want to be in the muck and mud with you.
Also, how I'm going to celebrate Juneteenth, I am going to reenact the outfit. You ever seen CB4?
I did see CB4 with Chris Rock. It was like a fake NWA, like a movie version NWA. Yeah.
You're in the same wheelhouse. And there's a scene where a guy, I can't remember his name, but he played on a lot of the 90s
like early 90s, right?
Yeah, it's a BET blockbuster movie. Like they play that all the time.
I remember it from HBO.
Like 2000.
I think. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a scene where a dude they cut to him and he played on a bunch of stuff in the 90s and 2000s. And he's a dad on Tyler Perry's House of Pain, but I can't remember his name right now. He's like, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, and I'm black. Yeah, I'm gonna dress in that garb.
You're just gonna walk around singing that song
all day. If I gotta work.
I kind of remember that song.
Yeah,
it was '93 that CB4 came out. I love this movie for a little bit. Who is in this movie? Yeah, Chris Rock. Alan Payne is, I think, who you're talking about.
Probably.
Deezer D, Charlie Murphy, Phil Hartman, rest in peace. Chris Elliott, still alive.
Okay. That's what we're doing now. All right.
89 minutes of pure movie mayhem. It made $17.9 million at the box office.
93, I guess that's not terrible.
It cost $6 million. That's a success.
Yeah,
You don't think so?
You broke even.
You tripled the budget.
You broke even.
No, you didn't break it. You tripled it.
You broke even.
That's a success, bro. This is like one of Chris Rock's early successes as far as movies go. I mean, it's no, what's the one? Am I My Brother's Keeper? Oh, New Jack City with Pookie. Chris Rock played Pookie.
No, that's a hit. That's a staple.
New Jack City was amazing. Wesley Snipes. Am I My Brother's Keeper? And then
that's the one with the dog, right? That's the one where he has the dog.
Did he have a dog in New Jack City?
That's the one where he has everybody around like the big table, and he has a dog.
Yes.
Yeah, Nino Brown.
Nino, yes.
Yeah, boy.
Nice, good memory.
Yeah, man.
That was a good soundtrack too, Big Daddy Kane. And then there was
Look at you.
Pootie Tang, which I don't know that Chris Rock was in Pootie, but I think he wrote it with a couple of other guys.
Oh.
But Pootie Tang, one of the funniest 90s movies that I can remember, man.
Wow.
That was off of a skit, Pootie Tang. Who had the skit originally? It wasn't an SNL skit. 2001 for Pootie Tang.
Okay.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.?
Adapted from a sketch that first appeared on the Chris Rock Show. So Chris Rock wrote it with Louis. So it was produced by Chris Rock. He was on the team with Louis C.K.
I didn't know Chris Rock had a Chris Rock show.
Really?
Like
that was on HBO too, yeah.
Oh, but that's why.
It was like a sketch, interview, and talk show. Imagine Chappelle if they also did interviews on that show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I like the concept.
Yeah. I think it was only one season, the Chris Rock show, if I remember correctly.
Not quite the Chappelle show then.
Well,
but I get
how
what
long
you're
did
saying.
the Chappelle show go? Because I know it's obviously huge in stature, but I don't think it was a long running before he walked away from it. Sorry, 5 seasons for the Chris Rock show. I apologize.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
Completely besmirched this man's show.
Yeah, I mean by like a bunch.
5 seasons. It was all on HBO, though. Like, not everyone was living like that to have the home box office.
That's how Aaron Schachter lived, though.
That's right. We were supremely affixed to that middle class
Schachter
anointment.
didn't know a day in his life without HBO.
Or Showtime. I actually knew a bunch of them until I was about 14.
Boy, you had Showtime and HBO?
But once I became 14.
What kind of country club? What happened at 14?
Oh, I found out about Red Shoe Diaries and all kinds of confession shows on HBO.
What is Red Shoe Diaries?
Well, you'd have to have Showtime to understand what that was about. Let me just say it like this. Without getting too specific. I wouldn't do that on company Wi-Fi, Brian. Without getting too specific, I'll say this. Back in the day, if you were a young teenager and you didn't have a backwoods around you to find abandoned magazines or a gas station that would sell.
What?
That's how old people used to find this kind of material.
Okay.
Then you'd go to Red Shoe Diaries on Showtime, Sunday nights at 11 p.m.
Wow, huh? Very specific.
It was very
11
impactful.
p.m. Eastern?
Yes, it was very impactful. It was culturally impactful. Red Shoe Diaries. And Taxi Cab Confessions.
That sounds more familiar, though.
That was HBO.
Yeah, that sounds more familiar.
But that was another one of those shows where you watch it as a kid and you're like, what? Like, get me in a taxi cab everywhere. I got a 3-block walk to school. Taxi! Put me in there. But no, none of it was real, turns out.
You used to hail taxis in your time in New York?
Nah, not in Brooklyn. Like, hey, yeah, no. First of all, taxis were really only for, like, rich people or, like, stockbrokers in Manhattan.
Like people who have HBO.
Those middle-class family that I came from in Brooklyn.
If you say so.
Middle-class family. My mom was a teacher, single mom. We weren't living in riches.
I hear what teachers make, man. Okay, and up in New
You
York,
should.
cost of living
When
is
you
higher.
hear it, you should be like, yeah, no, now I know you weren't rich.
Living in a brownstone up there next to...
no, not a brownstone.
What's the...
Single-family
Bill and
house.
Claire and
I was
Theo them.
in an apartment for a few years and in a single-family house, you know, living that life, progressing, making those steps, watching Red Shoe Diaries, 11 p.m. Sunday night. Taxi Cab Confessions at some other time.
What time did you go to bed? Like that's.
Oh, there was no bed.
That's what I'm talking. You didn't have a bed. Okay.
These bad sleeping habits go way back, Brian.
All right.
How did we get here?
Gary called in a minute after.
So then?
And then just before I picked up the phone, I avoided your Juneteenth rebuttal question.
How do we get to the Chris Rock show?
I responded back to you, and I told you what I was going to do for Juneteenth.
The CB4 reference.
Yeah.
CB4 to Chris Rock show and Pootie Tang, and then obviously.
And you were like, he had 6 episodes of the Chris Rock show, and I was like, wow,
seasons.
that's crazy.
No, I meant seasons.
It's crazy. I was like,
I
only
meant
6?
seasons. No. I meant seasons. You're trying to misquote me. I was going to go into this whole Jaguars bit, but I feel like we got to take a break and reset the thing.
Not at all, Aaron. The breaks are floating, man.
Yeah.
If you want to you tell me to go to break, I'll go to break.
I mean, I'm not.
But if you want to get into it, get into it.
Well, I did want to talk to you about who gets paid next. That's really the topic I wanted to start the show off with today. Unfortunately, Gary derailed that. And then you derailed it, really. Gary didn't. It actually would have been a very graceful pivot off of Gary's trash heap of a phone call to this topic. But then you derailed it. Saboteur.
All right. That's impressive, the way that you just swing at Gary, though, man.
That wasn't no swing.
That's a trash heap of a
just
phone call.
It was just, it wasn't meant to be hurtful or insulting. Gary, no disrespect. With all due respect, no offense about your trash heap phone call.
Love it.
Just saying.
So pivot now, sir.
And so the pivot happens. Let's talk about which Jaguars will be getting paid next. Because we saw who just got paid.
Yes.
To the tune of 5 years, $275 million. And so I sent you a text. I was like, who do you think is getting paid next? I gave you, I think, 7 names total.
Right.
All right, here are the names that I said, let's figure out between these names who we think will get paid next. I'll take 3, you take 3, and
will get paid, should get paid.
Either way.
Okay, all right.
Kind of curious on your take on the whole thing. That's fine. Here are some of the names. Here it goes. I was looking for my phone. I apologize. You got to read a text now. I'll make sure not to read the private text you were sending me. I don't want to read any of that stuff. Can't have you getting in trouble with Data 5000 again. All right, here we go.
Oh, speaking of that.
Yes?
Yo, you remember that time that Summer Rae, she told me that I smelled good and then shook my hand? That's like day 3 in a row of me just reminding you.
I do remember that.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You did smell good that day.
Yeah. You kicked it off the day before.
Yeah. Summer may have gotten a closer smell. I was admiring from afar.
Anyway.
You've taken me off topic again. The names I gave you were Tyson Campbell, Trayvon Walker, Christian Kirk, Cam Robinson, Andre Sisco, Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram, and Walker Little. 7 names right there who will possibly get a big extension, contract, or new deal, whatever you want to call it, more money coming their way sooner than later, in my opinion. Which one of those guys actually gets it? And not necessarily who doesn't, but of course that could be part of the conversation as well. Maybe we each give one before we go to break, and then we could do the rest.
Okay.
But I'm curious. I told you the 3 names that I thought were going to get paid next were Christian Kirk, Andre Sisco, and Cam Robinson. And that's not to say guys like Trayvon Walker, Travis Etienne won't get paid. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying I think out of the names that are going to get paid sooner than the other names, because honestly, if you're asking me for my personal opinion, I think everyone on that list besides Walker Little is going to get paid by the Jaguars. I do think Christian Kirk, Cam Robinson, Andre Sisco are the next 3 to get paid. Maybe not even in that order, but certainly the next 3. Which were the 3 that you chose?
So, of course, I didn't follow the rules completely, but I had Trayvon Walker, Travis Etienne, and a wild card, I put in Devin Lloyd. And
now, this is great. This is fine because that could be true, and I could just be blind to the thing. And so I don't want to like tamp down on what you think is going to happen. I'm curious to hear your reasoning for all that. Let's start with Devin Lloyd then, because it seemed like you were you felt pretty confident in your opinion there. And I want to walk through that with you. I want to hear that from you. I want to talk it out. Because while I do think Devin Lloyd has an opportunity to get paid by this team, certainly to make that second contract, I do think the Jaguars aren't sure on what it looks like right now. And I think there are a couple of reasons for that. But let me hear from you first. Why do you believe Devin Lloyd's one of the very next guys to get paid on this team?
So, there has to be a balance between, as you've pointed out and many people have, getting paid based off what you've done and also potentially what you will do.
Agreed.
Okay? In Devin Lloyd's case, his rookie season left a lot to be desired, even though there were flashes. Most of those happened earlier in the season than towards later.
He looked phenomenal early on, whether it was by accident or on purpose.
You know what I mean?
He had forced fumbles, interceptions, tackling monster. He looked great.
All over the place. And then next thing you know, he was being subbed out for Chad Muma for long stretches. And we're just like, well, hold on now. First round pick right here.
He ultimately got benched.
Yeah. And so basing off of his rookie season into his sophomore campaign, I went to the place that Aaron Schachter goes for his absolute truth, his Bible of football, Football Focus.
I thought you were talking about my daughter Ella. I go to Ella for the absolute truth when I need.
I didn't know if I could say her name.
Oh, I probably shouldn't either.
Until you did,
Just putting her business out there. Don't mind me.
PFF, listen, if you love them, if you hate them, they have somewhat of a consistency when they grade people out across the board. They have their reasons, they have their settings, and this is what it looks like. From his rookie season to his sophomore season, he graded out overall 30 points higher.
Yeah, a tremendous step forward.
I mean, incredible. He is, based off of their ratings, elite against the run.
Yes, a 90.3 grade.
And as far as his coverage stats, immensely better.
He almost doubled up on his rookie grade.
More to improve on, of course, but immensely better. He can catch crossing routes now. I guess that was one of the issues, in his rookie season. They were like, oh, he doesn't know what to do if the receivers start crossing. Who do I have and whatnot? So you got a guy who is athletic, big, strong, fast, has been shown, at least from year 1 to year 2, that he's coachable. And then also, this was something that had impressed me as soon as I looked at it from the end of the season. The next person after Mr. Consistency, Foye Oluokun, to lead the team in tackles is this guy.
Well, you hope so, yeah.
Devin Lloyd.
Sure.
All over the place.
Everywhere the ball is.
And so when you have a guy like that, I get it. When you get somebody in the first round, regardless of where you get them.
By the way, that tackling grade almost doubled as well.
Yes. You're looking at someone who you want to be unbelievably impactful. Not just a solid player. First round, I want you to be impactful. He is trending towards that. If you wait, the same way if you waited with Trevor another season and he has an elite all-world season this season and waited to do his contract next offseason, if you wait until a guy like Devin Lloyd has one of those elite seasons that I think he's going to be primed and ready for, it may not look like a defensive player of the year, type deal, but one of those, hey, man, consider him for the Pro Bowl seriously. You're going to have to pay that much more money. And though I'm all for players getting their money early on, I think that he has shown enough, or he's one of those guys where it's like, okay, year 1 was shaky, but you were a rookie. But you've shown such a jump from year 1 to year 2. Let me go ahead and get you an extension right now so that down the line we can save some money for some other people. And you still got paid. You know what I mean? And it's like one of those things that we just go ahead and take care of, and you just focus on continuing to get better. I think that he's proven himself. He should be one of the next guys to get paid, in my opinion.
Well, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back. I'll tell you all the reasons why I don't think he's one of the next to get paid.
Okay.
I do think your reasons were all on point. I mean, all of it. We've talked about all this stuff recently, getting paid for what you've done versus what you will do, who you are on the team, what you contribute, why it's important to get that second contract for a guy like Devin Lloyd, who was a first-round draft pick for them. But I'll give you the counter to that argument when we come back in a few minutes on the Aaron Schachter Show. We're talking about which Jaguars are going to get paid next. Which Jaguars currently on the roster are going to get either a big bump, an extension. You know the deal. 904-362-9901. Tell us who you got right here. It's the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
I'm Action News Jax First Alert meteorologist Trevor Gibbs. Partly cloudy today, high temperatures near 90 degrees. It's going to be a dry day aside from an isolated shower here and there. Partly cloudy with an isolated shower tonight as temperatures dip down into the 70s. Very similar weather for Tuesday, near 90 with an isolated shower. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Trevor Gibbs.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. 0% financing for 5 years is back for a limited time at Beards Diamonds. Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, And don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone Water Systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Snyder brand, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyder Man.
CAC 1813306.
This summer, make a difference in a child's life. Support Malavia Washington Youth Foundation's Camp Dynamite and step into summer programs that help empower our youth. Donate by heading to malwashington.com. Again, that's malwashington.com.
Did you know there are college-aged young people who need temporary homes to finish their education? There is no time like now to start your foster care journey to help 18 to 20-year-olds finish their education or transition into the workforce. These young people voluntarily remain in foster care because they know they need more support as they transition to independence. We are National Youth Advocate Program, and we believe families belong together. When safety concerns arise and children, youth, and young adults need a temporary home, we are committed to providing supportive, nurturing foster homes. Right now is the time to start your foster care licensure. Are you ready to open your heart and home to youth in need? We will help you get started today when you visit fostercareinfo.org or call 877-NYAP-CAN for more information. That's fostercareinfo.org or call 877-NYAP-CAN.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Meet Dennis, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
My first treatment, I actually felt a great improvement. It actually allowed me to dress myself by increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I did physical therapy for approximately 8 weeks, and it did not help in increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I've told many people about the results that I had. I thought it was incredible. I'm very active. I do play a lot of golf. I fish a lot. I hunt. I bowl, and it just made it a lot easier with less pain. The pain was more manageable, yes. I don't take medications.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And
and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Thursday edition on a Monday. Short week for your boys. We'll do Monday, Tuesday, and take the rest of the week for reflection and for vacation. A little bit of both.
Oh, boy.
A little bit of stressful vacation. I'll give you some more details next hour, but the family vacation that I'm supposed to meet up with in the middle of the week already starting off in disastrous form. Disastrous. But let's get back to the conversation at hand. When we left you last segment, by the way, 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in. When we left you last segment, you had given me all the reasons, and they were great ones, why Devin Lloyd should be one of the next 3 Jaguars to get the bag. And my reasons for not paying Devin are similar to my reasons for not putting Trayvon Walker on my list, because I believe both guys are out here earning it. Both guys are in similar situations, though, where the first year was underwhelming. The second year was a giant step forward, one that we needed to see as a fan base, one that the team needed to see as an organization who's going to be shelling out the money. But you're talking about players who you're not in a rush on. Matter of fact, you don't got to pull the trigger on the 5th year until next year's offseason. And even then, you're talking about 2 more years of team control. Although usually when you extend a player on a rookie deal that you have a 5-year deal on where you use the 5th year option, usually that extension gets done on a player you definitely want to keep, like you saw with Trevor, after that 3rd year, sometimes after the 4th year, right? Hardly ever do you get to the end of the 5th year when you've used the 5th year option. It happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mekhi Becton's a good example of that.
Right.
That being said, while I think Devin Lloyd is out here earning it, I think he's got to earn it another year in a row. Matter of fact, you got Chris Richards there, your brand new, Ryan Nielsen, your brand new defensive coordinator in Jacksonville. Chris Richards, obviously a new assistant coach there as well, working with secondary. But talking specifically about Ryan Nielsen, new defensive coordinator in town with a new scheme in town. You want to see how Devin reacts to that. You want to see if those numbers improve significantly, specifically on the pass rush as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because while he did it in college, and while I think me and a bunch of other people who love this team want to see it on the field, we haven't yet.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think it's hard to figure out what the deal is without that input. And so I do think he will be one of these guys who gets a second contract from the team. I don't think it's going to be happening this offseason or next season. I think it's next offseason that even the conversations begin to happen around that one. That's Devin Lloyd. The first one I thought would be the next one to get paid or a new extension or just have a new deal where you rip up the old one and you do the new deal or add on to the old deal with the new deal like Trev just did. Will be Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk might be younger than you think he is, Brian. How old do you think Christian Kirk is?
Let's see. But he got traded from Arizona. No, free agency.
You're right. It was free agency. It was 4 years in Arizona.
Yeah. He's probably going on 27. He's probably 27 or 28.
Christian Kirk is 27 years and 212 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, young guy. I thought he was 29. Which is still kind of young. But when you're 29, you're pretty much in mid-prime. 29, 28, 29, 30, 31, that is prime time for wide receivers. Good ones, at least. Once you get past 31, you see the decline begin. And really, up until you get to like 26, you're climbing that mountain till you plateau. But here we are with Christian Kirk still climbing. I mean, set his own personal bests 4 years into the league with his first year in Jacksonville, and who knows, was on pace to do more, was on pace to be better than the previous record-setting year for himself when he had that oblique injury. But despite his cap hit this year, which is heavy, $24.2 million.
Yeah, it is.
Next year's is $27.2. Multiple seasons in his prime still in front of him at 27 years old. 28, 29, 30, 31. You can expect this out of Christian Kirk. It's not like he's a burner. It's not like you got to worry about Christian's legs getting out from under him. Possession guy, slot receiver. I mean, all you really need from him is focus, consistency, reliability. He provides all of this, and age doesn't determine that. He's been the most consistent wide receiver on the team since guys like Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardell were on the roster. Sure, you saw a bigger season from Allen Robinson, but you didn't see it over multiple seasons. And with a healthy year, you can expect Kirk to become 7th all-time in receptions for the Jaguars, 6th all-time receiving yards for the Jaguars, and he's still going to be outside the top 10 in targets if he has the year he's projected to have. That's efficiency. You got an opportunity to lock up your wide receiver 1/2. He's not a true wide receiver 1. I understand that. People get uncomfortable with that. But he's better than a wide receiver 2. And so call him a 1 or 2, 1A, 1B, 1.5, fine. But the market value will likely be higher than the deal you sign, which will probably be around $20 million a year for Christian Kirk. I mean, the last deal averaged out to 18, so you're pretty much staying in the same neighborhood, save room for inflation. Big-time security blanket for Trevor. And then finally, team leader in the locker room. You know the team values those kind of guys. And Christian is that guy. We've heard it a bunch of times before. A leader amongst men. That's why I believe Christian Kirk, one of the next guys to get paid from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Solid argument.
Appreciate that.
But I think most importantly, when you talk about the consistency aspect of Christian Kirk, you kind of have to use some of the same kind of grading that we just did with Devin Lloyd. Like Christian Kirk has been here. This will be going into his 3rd season here. So for one season, he definitely did it because he stayed healthy.
17 games.
And this past season, a weird freak way to get injured, the way he caught that ball and twisted, and then we thought it was like a leg, then it was abdominal, it's groin.
Thought it was a groin and ended up being oblique, yeah.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. So when I look at the consistency factor, it isn't necessarily the play. It's, okay, we think that's a freak accident. We think that was a freak injury. Let's just make sure that's what the case is. Because if he comes out here and he does produce, but we have another injury here, I couldn't in good conscience say, okay, go ahead and give the man the kind of money that he's probably going to be looking for on a re-up. Because we need somebody who's going to be on the field. But I will also say this, with the addition of Brian Thomas Jr., yo boy, the way that he continues to grow, whatever that maturation process looks like, how fast can he become a wide receiver, a true wide receiver 1 right there? And whatever else they might be looking at wide receiver wise. I mean, they may be done this season, but who knows what are in their plans for the following seasons.
That's fair.
And you also still got Evan Ingram out here who did have historic, like for a Jags and almost nearly for a tight end, historic kind of seasons out here that's going to be taking receptions as well.
You could almost swap the two names really between these two guys, Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk.
And so, you know, I think it's going to depend on a lot of different factors on whether or not you would pay Christian Kirk next or should pay him. Because maybe there's some other plans, maybe they see some other needs, and it could be a situation where it's like, man, because Brian Thomas has stepped into the role, we think we can find another receiver somewhere else. We can use some of this money that we would have spent on Christian Kirk, signing him to another huge contract. We can sign, a wide receiver and then use some of this extra money to fill in the gap here or there.
Huge seems a bit egregious.
Well, huge in that sense. He's not going to sign for less than what he just signed for.
No. But you can be in the same neighborhood, and it's really affordable for a 1 or 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, but, as we, again, have pointed out here multiple times, running back is one of the most devalued positions because you feel like you can go in the draft and get it.
That's fair.
But wide receiver, even though it's not being devalued, it's being almost like, hey, you can look in these rounds right here, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rounds, and it seems to be like a bunch of talent there, even if it's not quite to the level of what Christian Kirk is at right now.
Yeah.
Is the trade-off enough for what you would save money-wise that you could use elsewhere to help your team out?
Yeah. For the record, I don't think Christian Kirk is ever going to be one of these fantasy darlings. I don't think it's ever going to be the Christian Kirk show in your fantasy football draft. I don't see you ever taking him in the 1st round and then getting the return on that value. You're never going to see Christian Kirk be wide receiver 10, wide receiver 15 on a list of the highest performing, most yards, most touchdowns, or yards per route run. That's not really the game he plays. What you get from Christian Kirk is a no doubt about it 1st down on 3rd and 5. What you get from Christian Kirk is game on the line. Trev's got to drive downfield 80 yards to score the game-winning touchdown. Look for him to target Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram, for that matter, 3 times apiece. That's the security you get with a guy like Christian Kirk. You're not necessarily paying for 120 receptions, 800 or 1,800 yards and 12 touchdowns. You're not paying for the old Devontae Adams numbers or the Jamar Chase numbers that you get now, the Justin Jefferson numbers. That's not the game here. He's the security blanket. And so I do believe that Trevor will want that moving forward. It's just my opinion. Who do you got next on your list?
Next on my list, I have one. Well, technically I had Trayvon Walker, but let's go to Travis Etienne.
All right.
Jr.
This is a good one because I do think there's a debate to be had here.
And so when I said that I didn't follow the rules per se, I want to understand clear on your vision on this. When you say get paid next, you mean in like conjunction of what the position commands, right? You don't mean like they have to have a record-breaking or a very big contract, because running backs, there's no running backs probably outside of Christian McCaffrey who are going to get paid significant amount of money.
The only thing I mean is that the Jaguars have a responsibility to fill out this roster with the best players they can find and pay. And for a very long time, this team, I don't know if it was hesitant or it just didn't work out. It was a luck thing. It was a streak happening, though, where second contracts were not things that happened here for draft picks. And now you've got a bunch on this team, whether brought here through trades, free agency, or the draft, who I do think are going to get paid by this team as they continue to build around Trev and try and make their way to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say who are the next to get paid, the very next to get paid, and you tell me Travis Etienne, what you're telling me is you believe on the Jaguars' top priority list, somewhere in some deep, dark war room without windows on it, you got Trent Baalke holding his masterclass with his scouting department and the rest of the guys in the front office going, all right, guys, we've got this bag of money.
Yeah.
Who's getting it?
Yeah, I do. Because Travis Etienne, again, a dual threat, one of the most dynamic players. I'll say it until someone proves me wrong. One of the most dynamic players in the NFL, regardless of how you want to pull stats. He was a top 10 rusher. He had the fourth most carries. And think about that. A guy who we were questioning his health after his rookie season because he didn't play it, because he was injured.
Yep.
Now he was top 5 in carries. Also, listen, he had one of the he was in the top half of the league, I believe, with 20-plus rushes from the line of scrimmage. He was one of only 10 guys in the entire league who had a 60-plus yard run from the line of scrimmage. So when we talk about explosiveness and we talk about being able to be the bell cow, even though you got Tank Bigsby back there and Dearness Johnson to spell him from time to time, he has proven it. And he proved it very well behind a line that was dealing with its own issues, where we both said, where much of Jacksonville said during games that, man, there are no holes there. I mean, he's getting hit 1 and 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Not every game, but enough to where you were just like, man, if this guy gets to hit the whole pause with the kind of, energy that he actually has, what can he do? And we saw those in flashes.
I saw a chart on Twitter. Maybe it was from Daniel Griffiths. I don't want to give him credit if it wasn't him, but that's usually who's showing me charts about the Jaguars.
Okay.
I saw a chart. It was a chart of yards before contact at the line of scrimmage. And it was like the entire league, all of their backups, and then very over to the left side of the chart where it means very few yards before first contact, by himself was Travis Etienne, essentially saying this man was trying to break tackles on the handoff, forget line of scrimmage, in the backfield constantly.
Yeah.
And so I feel you on that point.
Also, 11 rushing touchdowns.
Impressive.
And he was up there with Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen, but we know how they get their touchdowns. But, across the board, also 58 receptions, nearly 500 yards catching. This guy is a dual threat, and it is somebody that's absolutely necessary, I think, for this offense to truly be as explosive and as overwhelming as we hope that it can be with Trevor at the helm. So I think that even though he's a running back, he himself said, when all of the stuff last offseason about running backs not getting paid and, the running backs were on a phone call, he was on NFL Network, and I'm going to paraphrase, but he basically said, you got to go out there and earn it. And I was like, okay, it sounds good when your contract negotiations aren't the ones being talked about right now. But he's proven right now that he is one of the handful of guys in that position that you can't just replace. Yeah, you probably can get a guy in here. Yeah, you may be able to cobblestone 1,000 yards, but it's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same kind of threat to the defense and the defensive coordinator when they're planning for you. So I think that he's going to be one of these guys that should be getting paid here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, as we go to break, I'm reflecting on some of these Travis Etienne comments, and I want to agree with all of them. He's one of my favorite players on the team. Dual threat. You could absolutely count him in the passing game, but you're just not seeing running backs get paid like that. And so you got to wonder if he's going to insist on it because he is a special player, and special players are getting paid. Looking at you, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey. If he does think he's a special player, and he does want more than the standard $4 to $6 million like Austin Eckler just got from Washington, will this be a standoff? Because this could be one of these players that the Jaguars then do use the tag on, maybe more than once. He does have a couple of years of team control left. Obviously, he missed that first year, but 3 years out of a possible 5 years, I'm pretty sure. I think they already picked up his fifth-year option this offseason.
Okay.
And so they've got him for the next 2. I don't think they're in a rush to re-sign him, even if it was towards the end of the contract. I think this is going to be like a hard-fought negotiation. I think eventually he comes back, not happy, at like $10 million a year or something like that. Who knows what it'll be in 2 years. But has definitely earned the right to come back. I just think the league sees running backs differently now. That's why I didn't put Travis Etienne on my list. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. If you want to join with us when we come back, I'll tell you why I think Cam Robinson is the next to get paid.
Hi, everyone. Terry Norvell here, along with Patrick Young from the Young and Norvell Show.
Our show is going great, and we are looking to grow the show with some new advertising partners.
If you're a business owner looking to market your product or service to a male, high-income, and college-educated audience, we are the show for you.
Just reach out for more information with a call or a text to 904-305-7526.
That's right. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll put together a budget-friendly marketing plan on our show exclusively for your business. Call or text me, Terry Norvell. That number again, 904-305-7526, and let's get you on our team.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Meet Dennis, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
My first treatment, I actually felt a great improvement. It actually allowed me to dress myself by increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I did physical therapy for approximately 8 weeks, and it did not help in increasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I've told many people about the results that I had. I thought it was incredible. I'm very active. I do play a lot of golf. I fish a lot. I hunt. I bowl, and it just made it a lot easier with less pain. The pain was more manageable, yes. I don't take medications.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Howard works from home. I try to keep things professional. But stuff happens. Now Howard and his wife are working with Community First on a home equity loan
to make renovations to his home with no closing costs and special low rates, so Howard can build the office of his dreams.
So live your best life
with Community First. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Member NCUA.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit bestbetjax.com for details. That's bestbetjax.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the radio show, 904-362-9901. Final segment of the hour. We talk about which Jacksonville Jaguars will be the next to get paid. Really left me without bed there. I feel so naked now. That was a good one, too. Dirt off your shoulder and everything. You don't have to bring it back. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. There it is. Oh, nice. Now I can go. Cam Robinson's my next guy. Sorry, Brian. Cam Robinson's my next guy. For these reasons, and there are a bunch of them. First and foremost, though, we learned this offseason, for real, Doug Peterson loves Cam Robinson. Absolutely loves what this man brings to the field. Absolutely loves what this man brings to the locker room, loves his presence, thinks he's nasty, plays physical, and that is all you heard from the Jaguars this offseason. We want to be big and physical and nasty, and we can't wait to have Cam back. They could have walked away from him. They could have bagged $21 million on that. They opted not to. They have the replacement plan. Anton Harrison, Walker Little, both can play left tackle, both can play right tackle. The option was there. They decided not to because they love Cam Robinson. Team's paying him $22 million a year. Cam's turning 30. So while offensive linemen have a different kind of clock than maybe wide receivers and running backs, you've still got all-pro offensive linemen into your deep 30s. I think Tyron Smith is like 37. He's the best left tackle in football. You see it often. Guys over the age of 35 still doing it and doing it well, as LL used to say, over in the offensive line. $22 million this year. You re-sign the deal, you could get him at 20 or less at a time where left tackles are making closer to 30. Team-friendly deal. According to PFF last year, even in a down year last year where he was dealing with the suspension and an injury, Cam's pass block grade slotted him just under a guy named Penei Sewell and above league fixtures like Morgan Moses, Ronnie Stanley, Trent Brown. I mean, these are all pros. Doing it. Yeah, Brian. I thought it might be a little before your time. I'm glad you heard. Left tackles get paid. You can have a good one without having to do it heavy with Cam. AAV at 20 or under, probably around 18 if you wait till the end of the deal. And if you want to be physical and nasty, that's the guy you do it with, Brian. Cam Robinson, I think one of the next guys to get paid.
Hey, yo, huh? Okay, phrasing. I got Trayvon Walker for obvious reasons.
Trayvon Walker, tell me.
Double-digit sacks, man.
10 sacks last year.
From 3.5 to double digits?
Big step forward.
Come on, man. Ryan Nielsen's like, hey, man, let's go.
Big step forward.
LFG. So I got Trayvon Walker.
You think it's only up with Trayvon Walker from there?
Absolutely.
My final name is Andre Cisco. This is less about the metrics and the stats, more about you re-signing a homegrown drafted. Well, obviously he's not from Jacksonville. When I say homegrown, I mean draft picks. who you don't normally re-sign to your second contract until this newest regime. This is a little bit of that. Another guy who's young, talented, but also a leader in the locker room. All right, he had a promising rookie year. In year 2, he started to step forward, then started dealing with some injuries that kind of derailed the season, but he still hit that performance escalator. So now Cisco's just getting over $3 million a year, but the last 2, you paid the kid like a 4th string, so it's time to make good on the deal. When you redo the deal, you'll pay him somewhere around 7-ish. It'll put him up there towards the top 15, and Andre will be a happy camper, and so will the rest of your roster. I think Andre Cisco gets paid.
I agree.
Was that... Oh, Walker was your last guy.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We did it. We did the dang thing, Brian.
We got in, we got out.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show. We're going to pause for the Sports Center. Come back right here, ESPN 690. Lots to talk about next hour, including Dead or Alive, a Brian Middleton production on ESPN 690.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Can you fly, Snyderman?
I wish.
Do you have super strength?
Above average for my age.
X-ray vision?
Nah.
Then what makes you a superhero? Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Snyderman saves the day with affordable preventative care plans that keep systems operating at peak efficiency all year long. Get your preferred customer plan at SnyderAC.com today.
You're my hero, Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Winter, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial *invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
I've got 2 words for you: incredible inventory, and it's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. I'm talking over 600 vehicles in stock, one location. That's over 275 SUVs, over 200 cars, over 110 pickups. Arlington Pre-Owned even has 125 vehicles under $18,000. Plus, now you get 60 days to love your purchase or exchange it, and help from Arlington's Credit for Everyone program. Shop 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or arlingtontoyota.com.
Whether it's expanding your business, upgrading your equipment, or covering payroll, you can score big with swishfunding.com, the slam dunk solution for your business funding needs. If you have at least $25,000 in monthly revenue and been in business for at least 1 year, qualifying's easier than a layup. We fund up to $5 million in 24 hours. Go to swishradio.com. That's SWISH radio.com. swishradio.com. Paid actor portrayal.
Dude, guess how much I pay for $1 million term life insurance policy?
Gotta be at least $150 a month.
Nope. I got coverage through Ethos all online for less than $70 a month and no medical exam. Just answered a few health questions.
That's impressive. I'm shocked you have life insurance.
Wait, don't you? You have a wife and kids. What if something happens to you? With Ethos, you can start your coverage the same day.
Wow. I'm sold.
Get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
I'm Christine Lee
ABC. The Celtics hoping for a bounce back when they host the Mavericks. Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio, 8:30 Eastern on ABC. Boston had one of the worst games in its postseason history in Friday's 38-point defeat to Dallas. Guard Jaylen Brown and the Celtics remain one win away from a record 18th NBA championship.
Just in the moment, honestly, the job's not done. We got to do whatever it takes to complete this mission. But I'm just grateful to be here. It's been a long journey. A lot of ups and downs, trials, tribulations. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here and have the opportunity to be 48 minutes or so away from completing this.
Jaylen Brown on the NBA on ESPN Radio. Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis remains questionable with a rare lower left leg injury. Yankees ace Garrett Cole will make his season debut against the Orioles Wednesday. He started this season on the IL with nerve irritation and edema in his right elbow. Philly shortstop Trey Turner will return from a strained hamstring tonight against the Padres. He'll hit second.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Tuesday as we wait for my Lakers to hire a head coach. I'll tell you what else they need to do if they want to be real title contenders. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our returning champion, a basketball court sweat mopper from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Louis Cramp.
Great to be back, Merv.
There's only one category left on the board, Louis. People you can trust to repair your air conditioner. Your 10 seconds starts now.
Well, I'm pretty handy with tools around. So my Uncle Steve used to fix transmissions, so maybe he could... Okay, sorry. I guess just call the guys at Bueller?
That's right, Louis. The highly trained technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing have the tools and the experience to service any make and model of home air conditioner to make sure that you are cool.
You sure I can't just have a quick...
Yeah, we're done for today.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. We spent the first hour talking about which Jaguars are probably going to get paid next. I believe, Brian, on your scorecard, you had Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd, and who was the other one?
Travis Etienne
Travis
Jr.
Etienne Jr. Your boy Aaron had Christian Kirk, Cam Robinson, and Andre Sisco. Getting a little pushback on Twitter from a couple of guys on Cam Robinson. Please know, says Dr. Kitty Muffins. Love going on Dr. Kitty Muffins for the insight analysis. He goes, I want a significant offensive line investment in the 2025 draft. I think we should spend 2 high draft picks at left tackle and right guard. Well, right guard is certainly a spot on the line where you have an aging starter. I don't know that you'll see the Jaguars go left tackle, right guard in the draft, but it's possible. Seen the Jaguars do weirder things.
It makes too much sense. No way it'll happen.
Okay.
And that's not a knock on just the Jags. No way something like that will happen, even though I love that comment. Anybody who respects the offensive line the way that Mr. What'd you say? Mr. Dr. Kitty what?
His name is Dr. Kitty Muffins. Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah, Dr. Kitty Muffins.
Kitty. Meow.
Play the high key. Let's see if it works.
I would have to pull it up right here.
Okay, my bad. I should have it over here.
Respect on my name.
Okay.
There it is. Put some respect on Dr. Kitty Muffins.
Hey, anybody who respects the offensive line, who understands the foundation, the building block of any championship team in the NFL.
Sure.
Starts from the inside out.
Okay.
The offensive line.
All right.
I could rock with them, but it won't happen.
I just think if you're spending 2 high draft picks
need them
on the offensive line in 2025,
absolutely,
you're probably no longer talking about a playoff caliber team if you're starting 2 rookies on the line. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even saying a joke. I'm not trying to be toxic. I see you laughing. You only laugh when I say mean things.
No, I'm laughing. I got a message. Apparently, there's one Uber driver who has us on right now. I thought that'd make you laugh. She a real one, man.
Shout out to the news queen, Michelle Thibodeau.
She a real one.
Yeah.
Good for her.
What I'm saying is if you're in the position where you have to start 2 rookies and one is at left tackle next season, next season, not this coming season, but the season after, and chances are it's going to look a little bit ugly when you start that season. If it were me and you had to replace those guys, I'd much rather at least be looking to see if there was an established, already developed left tackle that wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg. Or if you're going to spend the high draft pick on an offensive lineman, then go get the left tackle. I don't necessarily need the guard pick, the interior offensive lineman in rounds 1 or 2. You could probably find a really good one past that. As a matter of fact, we have in the past. Lots of teams have. So I understand, Dr. Kitty Muffins, the sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
You want substantial investment in that line.
Okay. I'm
with you on it. We just disagree on how to go about doing that. Figgy Smalls, shout out to Figgy Smalls, who's got Beaker, I think, or one of the Muppets who isn't Beaker. Who's the other one?
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, come on. You didn't watch the Muppets?
Beaker.
You didn't watch the Muppets?
I know, like, Muppet Babies. The Muppets.
Yeah, Beaker was a Muppet baby. All right, Beaker.
Never heard of him.
He was the science Muppet.
Never heard of him.
But he had, like, a weird face and always went, meep, meep. Anyway, the icon, the avatar for this Twitter account, Figgy Smalls, is Beaker. Shout out to Figgy Smalls.
Respect.
Says, I hope not. He's always getting hurt. Play out his contract, send him on his way. I mean, offensive linemen get hurt, bro.
Yo.
To this day. These guys
man.
are having, like, 18-wheeler accidents on every play. They get hurt.
My man said, and leave the cleats.
I will say, he didn't start off the season hurt. He started off suspended, guys. But he came back, showed improved. Now, he did get hurt later on in the season. But he also did toss some dude's helmet. Like, what else do you want from the dude?
Got hurt the year before, didn't he?
A little bit.
Leave the jersey, too. And the helmet. And the tape. Golly, my man said.
Yeah, he's done with it.
Get him out of here.
He's out. 904-362-9901 if you've got a different idea of who you think should get paid next. Or maybe it's a name we haven't mentioned yet. There are a few of those still out there. There are a few. Tell me what you're thinking. 904-362-9901. Which Jaguars are the next to get paid? In the meantime, Brian, I did want to bring this up real quick before we get to our game because I know we're already 7 minutes into the hour.
What's it?
Jags Twitter fell in love with this guy, Ryan Michael. Have you seen this over the last couple of days?
Educate me.
So Ryan Michael tweets under the account, The Ryan Michael, at The Ryan Michael. Shout out to Ryan Michael. Contributing writer and analyst for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a statistician. He's worked before for KOA. That's the Broncos radio flagship. Offensive and defensive analytics. He's done a ton of stuff, but for the last couple of days, he's really been focused on the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot on number 16, Trevor, but even some on some other players. And it's been a fun read and an interesting read. For those of you who are Trevor haters, a.k.a. South Beach Gary, you may want to check out some of the things that my guy Ryan Michael's been tweeting, some of the metrics and stats. You say irrefutable? These are irrefutable. These are stats.
Okay.
These are metrics. And what Ryan is trying to do here is paint the picture of why Trevor is in line for what they call a regression to the mean. You ever hear that phrase before?
All too often, unfortunately.
A regression to the mean. They're basically saying Trevor has been playing below, in terms of luck and opportunity, what the average player gets for benefit. I think things like these are considered when you talk about this. How many drops would have been touchdowns last season? We see highlight videos all the time of that kind of stuff from Trevor, specifically when it comes to last season. How many times a toss to Zay or to Calvin or Christian or somebody was out in the end zone? Well, not really to Christian Kirk. You didn't really see too much of those. But how many tosses to receivers were dropped in the end zone or dropped going down the sideline? How many touchdowns would Trevor have had? Wow, what a great year it would have looked like had they come through with the play. And Ryan Michael's out here trying to get it done, letting everybody know what those numbers are. And so for Ryan, it actually started on a Brett James tweet from the other night And the Brett James tweet was, the narrative surrounding Trevor Lawrence with the Jags is typically, 1, Trevor Lawrence was underwhelming in 23. 2, the Jaguars disappointed in 23. 3, Trevor didn't earn that contract. Brett goes on to say the narrative should be when 16 was healthy, that the Jaguars were 8-3 atop the AFC, number 1 seed. And so here comes Ryan Michael. He goes, it's a really good point. He tore opposing defenses to pieces for a lot of that 22 streak and when they were playing well in 23. And then he starts to go on with a little bit more. Have you ever heard the term execution games? I hadn't heard this term before.
Depends on, I guess, how you would use it. But
Right?
what does that mean?
I'm left to assume because it's not really explained here. I'm thinking execution games are games that either throw people out of playoff contention or throw them out of the playoffs.
Okay.
I think. But I'm really not sure. If anyone knows out there, please educate me. 904-362-9901 or hit us up on Twitter, X. Give us a post on X. Let me know that I'm an idiot. But according to Ryan Michael, NFL leaders in execution games, 2022 to 2023, it's 100-plus passer rating. All right, now I see. The execution games are games that were executed extremely well. No need to tell me I'm an idiot. I'm going to tell you how I'm an idiot right now. Games that were executed by the quarterback at an elite level. Here are the litmus tests. Here are the tiers, Brian. 100-plus passer rating. Okay? 30-plus throwing attempts. 70-plus completion percentage. 0 interceptions. All has to happen in the same game. So you're throwing more than 30 times. You're completing more than 70% of those passes. You don't get picked off at all. And you have more than 100 passer rating. From 2022 to 2023, can you tell me the top 5 guys? 4 of them are tied, by the way.
Okay. Well, Patrick Mahomes is going to be
Patrick
in there.
Mahomes is tied for second with 5 of those games.
If we're talking about Trevor, Trevor's in there.
Trevor is in the list.
Okay. Who else has been great? It's tough for me to say Lamar.
Kirk Cousins is on the list.
Okay.
He's
Who
tied
else?
with
Jared
Mahomes
Goff.
at 5X. Justin Herbert is on the list.
Really?
Tied with Mahomes and Cousins at 5X. Joe Burrow is on the
I
list.
keep forgetting. How do I forget about Joe Burrow?
Tied with
That's
Mahomes and Herbert and Cousins
Okay.
at 5X.
Uh-huh.
Topping the mountain
Yeah.
is young Trevor Lawrence at 8 of those games.
Now we talking.
8 of those games. Is he throwing for 400 yards a game? No. Is he executing the game at such a high efficiency, more so than some of the best quarterbacks on the planet?
To this day.
Yes, he is. Who expected Trevor Lawrence to top that list?
His parents.
Yeah, maybe.
His wife.
Ryan goes on to say, don't get caught up in the arbitrary term execution games either. Suffice to say, hitting all those marks in the same game is impressive. And Lawrence has been the leader in that regard. That's impressive to me, too. He also had this tweet that people loved about Josh Allen. Josh Allen ranked tied for second in the NFL last year with 17.5 sacks. He had 2+ sacks in 5 different games, right?
Yeah.
It was against the Colts, Falcons, 3 versus the Falcons, 3 versus the Panthers, 2.5 versus the Texans, and 2 versus the Steelers. Jags 5-0 in those games. So keep it coming, Josh Allen. Then Ryan comes back and hits him with some Fred Taylor propaganda. You like some Fred Taylor propaganda now.
Now we talking.
Fred Taylor averaged, according to Ryan Michaels' research, Fred Taylor averaged 102.2 yards from scrimmage over a 127-game stretch from 1998 to 2007.
That's 2 different centuries.
Let me say that one more time because it really does. It is a large stat.
Yeah.
From 1998 to 2007, Fred averaged 102 yards a game over 127 games for a decade. In a 17-game season, it would equal 1,737 yards per season over that stretch. You tell me Fred doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. I dare you. Ryan Michael dares you.
Hall of Fame committee online, too, then.
You know what I mean?
He said, hey,
So Ryan actually tweeted the other day, he goes, hey, man, I got a lot of new friends and fans from Duval. Shout out. And so I reached out to Ryan today. I was like, hey, man, you've been tweeting a lot about...
Is that what this is? You did all this to build up to this?
I'm just saying I reached out. No. I like what he's tweeting.
Oh, go ahead. This is great. This is a great setup.
I don't understand what's great about it.
Wow. Go ahead, man. I love it. Follow through now, man.
But this isn't a bad thing. You think I'm going to light this dude on fire.
I think that this is an amazing way to get to the part that you're about to get to.
I'm going to thank him. I'm going to congratulate him.
Okay.
First of all, he's doing a great job.
Okay.
Doing God's work out here, trying to convince the national media and national NFL fans that the Jaguars or that Trevor Lawrence is deserving of the new contract. Certainly going out there and doing that charity for everybody. Thank you, Ryan, for your work. So I reached out to the kid. And I was like, hey, man, love you to come on the radio, talk about some of these tweets that have basically put you in the lap of Jaguars Twitter.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
First of all, not everyone gets back to you. So
is that like locally or you mean like nationally?
I'm saying most of the time when someone doesn't get back to me, it's national. But there have been a few people.
Really?
There have been a few people in this market who I reach out to and they don't get back to me.
Have they been like what are they like associated with? I know you don't go to another.
You want me to drop a hot steamy one on the newspaper?
No, what? Wow. Okay.
You do.
Continue on.
Listen, I'm not trying to do that today.
Okay.
You've brought me there so many times. You're too toxic, Brian.
Personal foul. I didn't bring you anywhere.
No, you're too toxic. You want me to say no one reads the newspaper anymore. What are these guys doing all day? I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing it.
Which newspaper that nobody reads though?
You want me to say the Times-Union. We're not talking about that.
Now we talking.
Yeah, we absolutely are talking about it right now.
I refuse. I
just want to make sure it's in your words that you believe that nobody reads the Times-Union anymore.
I didn't say that.
Well, you literally said both of those statements. I'm just trying to understand.
No, I said you want me to say that.
Say what?
You want me to say that literally nobody in the city knows what a Times-Union is, much less that it was a newspaper.
To be fair, I don't know what a Times-Union is. Is it one entity?
Now we talking.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong one.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You want me to say these things. You want me to laugh at the fact that they have a paywall, but no one was willing to pay for the paper when it existed.
Just scroll real fast.
You want me to say that. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and do it. I want to talk about this guy, Ryan Michael.
How much was the paywall? How much was it?
I really don't know. I didn't get that far.
Okay.
I don't think many people did.
For 99 cents, you could read for the next 9 years.
Is that what it is? Seems like a deal.
Ryan Michael.
Well, I'm just saying some people don't get back to you because, they think they're better than you or something. I'm assuming. I'm left to assume.
Riding behind paywalls.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Ryan Michael got back to me within 5 minutes.
Look at that. Hey, man. That's my dog right there.
Shout out to Ryan Michael.
Yeah,
Number
like
one,
that.
not everyone gets back to you, but number two, he's not making me wait all day. He's going to tell me yes or no.
No, he's going to tell you no real quick.
He's going to tell me.
We haven't heard Ryan Michael yet.
He's going to tell me yes or no within a reasonable amount of time for me to plan a radio show.
I do like that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is why he's not catching heat from me today. To this day. Had he left me hanging, he might have caught some today.
To this day.
But he didn't. He did the right thing. He got back to me. Now, unfortunately, in the reply, he did brush me off like an ugly dude asking out a hot chick. I didn't necessarily feel great after this reply. He goes, unfortunately, I wish I could read you the original email. I can't do it without pulling up 8 different things right now.
I got you, yeah.
But it was basically, hey, man, you've been doing a lot of tweeting about Trevor Lawrence and Duval's in love. Come on the show, discuss some of these tweets, have some fun with us. And he writes back, good morning, Aaron. Literally 5 minutes after I send the thing. Thanks for reaching out! Exclamation point. Hey, we're having fun. We're all friends here. That's what the exclamation point says.
It felt promising at that point.
It really did.
You were like,
I was like, we're going to book a guest this morning.
Yeah, block him away right now. Yeah, go ahead.
He goes, unfortunately.
Oh, boy. We need to talk.
Unfortunately, my schedule is fully loaded this week, and I'll be working at 4 p.m. as well. If I could ever give you a retweet and direct fans to your show, I'd be happy to do so.
This guy's going to be a politician. Yeah. I like him.
Yeah.
Huh?
So no, it didn't feel good getting turned down by this kid. Then you come to find out, you read his bio.
Yeah.
Because originally I started reading the bio thinking, well, maybe we'll have him on the show. Let me look into what he's done. Let me see his creds. Let me see the credibility here. And he actually worked for Bleacher Report from 2008 to 2014. Really, I think what that means in a lot of cases, though, is he submitted pieces, not that he was like a full-time staff member or something like that.
Yeah.
That being said, his work was published there, and so you got to respect that. He said in, where was it? Ryan's covered the NFL, film study, player interviews, featured on the NFL.com, NewYorkTimes.com, ESPN NFL Network. Ryan's a contributing writer and analyst for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, all these great credentials. He started talking about covering the Jaguars. Ryan helped cover the Jaguars under John Shipley.
Oh.
He's like a Shipley protege.
Okay.
And so now I'm sitting here going,
Young Ship in the building.
I was like, we get Shipley. Shipley's a friend of the show. We can't get protege of Shipley on the show. We're not cool enough for Ryan Michael. I mean, he got back to me. So I got to be happy with that.
Oh, well, hey, listen, man.
But he's like, unfortunately, my schedule is busy forever. I'm never coming on this radio show.
He's like, now, what time would you need me even in the future?
Yeah, I'll need you at
Nope. Gonna be busy then,
Gonna
too.
be busy.
I just want to make sure that, I schedule right for that.
Yeah.
Now, that's cool, man. Hey, based off of what you were saying in the break about the one coach that you were talking with, Brent, about, Shipley has a coaching tree a little bit.
A little bit.
Bit of a coaching
John
tree.
Shipley, it sounds like, has a coaching tree. Shout out to Shipley.
Good for him.
Making great writers all over the country.
Greater than Mike Tomlin.
You really took that to heart, didn't you?
No, it's an interesting way to look at it, and now
Maybe we have that conversation tomorrow. A little tease for tomorrow.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do a little Mike Tomlin talk tomorrow. An interesting debate during the break. We'll bring it to the radio on the Tuesday edition of the Aaron Schachter Show. This is a Monday. It's actually a Thursday edition on a Monday. Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show. 904-362-9901. Quick break. Back in a minute on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
I'm Action News Jack's First Alert meteorologist Trevor Gibbs. Partly cloudy today, high temperatures near 90 degrees. It's going to be a dry day aside from an isolated shower here and there. Partly cloudy with an isolated shower tonight as temperatures dip down into the 70s. Very similar weather for Tuesday, near 90 with an isolated shower. Otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds. From the Action News Jack's First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Trevor Gibbs.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. 0% financing for 5 years is back for a limited time at Beards Diamonds. Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Meet Abiana, talking about her experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
I started doing the BioTarget therapy for plantar fasciitis, and I noticed an improvement immediately. It was almost impossible for me to put my feet down to take a proper step. After the first treatment, I was able to actually walk and do so without limping. I kind of felt like because they were offering a money-back guarantee, it made me feel like they're sure the treatment would definitely work. I would definitely recommend this treatment to anybody that I know because it works.
Stop masking your pain with harmful medications. There's a better solution. BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others, and it can help you too. Call 904-92-REGEN or visit GoBioTarget.com today.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Selfstars.com.
Ammon here with Zero Res. After a long day's work, my family and I love to sit on our favorite sofa and recliners and watch a good TV show. It kind of helps us wind down for the day. We usually pass around some fresh popcorn, too. That's why we need to bring home the Zero Res truck and get that furniture looking great again.
For the month of June, Zero Res is offering 25% off all upholstery cleaning. That's 25% off a sectional, 25% off a sofa, 25% off a love seat, and 25% off your favorite recliner. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
The lightest 350 horsepower onboard has just hit the water. Introducing the all-new Yamaha 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 with advanced features and class-leading power to weight. Every run will be more efficient and exhilarating. The new 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 from Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Florida license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or being threatened by the IRS that your wages are about to be garnished or bank accounts are going to be levied? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has professionals ready to fight for you. Their enrolled agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs have saved millions of dollars for taxpayers just like you. They won't just resolve your tax problems, they'll most importantly protect your wages, bank accounts, and all your assets from being taken by the IRS. Call for a free consultation. 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174 or go to alliestaxrelief.com.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people, Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Breathe easy.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. My voice just cracked. I apologize. I happen to be going through puberty, Brian. Don't mind me. Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. It's the kind of energy we bring to the air. 904-362-9901. I was laughing thinking back on Drew Slover, Jacksonville Axeman. He was in the show with us on Friday, I believe. Shout out to the Axemen, by the way. Split their home opener. Women took the L, the men took the dub. Drew's sitting here going, hey, man, you got a lot of energy on this show. He's not used to seeing me scream at everybody.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said to me.
Like when you guys were leaving afterwards?
No, we were sitting here on the break. He's like, hey, this is not what I'm used to.
Really? Oh, from you?
Yeah. Well, I guess that means I'm sleepy off mic. I save all that energy for when I get here. We had so much to do today, we've barely gotten to any of it.
I think that we've checked off a lot of the list.
I desperately want to talk about Bill Belichick and his new girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
But I think we could save that for tomorrow.
Okay.
So what else are we doing tomorrow? We're doing Tomlin tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll talk Mike Tomlin, coaching legend, and we'll talk Bill Belichick. We'll talk Bill Belichick, dating legend. And I will besmirch him, and you will get upset with me and my ages.
No, you're gonna just read the text thread.
Is there
your commentary?
Is there a text thread
from Aaron Schachter?
Oh,
Aaron Schachter's commentary text thread about the
realization. What I sent you?
Yeah. We would put some dramatic music behind it.
I don't even remember what I wrote.
We could get the news queen to play a part. I don't know. Go ahead, dramatize it. What's it?
Dramatize.
Dramatize it. Dramatize it. That's not even a word.
It's close.
I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I think
dramatize.
Right? No?
No, not at all. That's like conversate.
Yeah, conversate isn't a word.
Yeah, it's not.
I learned that recently.
But you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't understand what you're talking about. Hey, look, I admitted on the air on the Eagle this morning over down the dial on my classic rock mornings.
Okay.
I admitted that it wasn't until my 30s that I learned arugula is a vegetable that goes in a salad and not a musical instrument, which is what I thought it was. Also, the noise those old 1920s cars make when you honk the horn. Arugula. One of those things.
Such a dad, man.
This is Father's Day.
You are top tier dad jokes right there.
It was just Father's Day.
Yeah.
Did you do anything special for Father's Day?
I did, man. I finally found out where Capitol Grill was at. I told you that. Because I went to Seasons 52 for the first time.
Ooh, now Seasons 52 is interesting. I've been there a few times. I understand the menu. It's like one of these every season. That's why they call it Seasons 52. They change the menu. You ever go to like Cheesecake Factory or something like that, P.F. Chang's, you walk in there, the menu you saw in 2007, probably the menu you're going to see in 2024.
Amen. Go with what you know.
But over at Seasons 52, every couple of months, they're swapping it out for the newest trend in seasonal artisanal eating. So you went out there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really an adult's restaurant. You're not taking kids to Seasons 52. You're not finding like a hot dog on that menu.
Yeah, I didn't see a hamburger or a chicken tender.
There's a lot of quinoa.
They told you I was trying to look for the mac and cheese. The only one I saw, though, man, it had a bunch of different stuff from all over the world. And it was about $17.50.
You get mac and cheese with nutmeg.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, Blue Box. Kraft? Macaroni and cheese?
You're looking for the microwave stuff.
You know what I mean? So
whose idea was Seasons 52?
My sister suggested it.
And this is you, your sister, and your dad.
Yes.
So what, like...
She's been plenty of times. So
you guys have probably some eating restrictions. You specifically, I know sometimes you got eating restrictions because you don't want to balloon up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming your dad maybe has eating restrictions. It's a very healthy place to eat, I think. It's very clean eating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
My
why I
dad
hate
doesn't
going
have
there.
any eating restrictions, no.
No?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Why not take him for a burger? You're going to force him to eat bird food?
Yeah, we gave him something. Nah, he didn't get it. He had the lamb with the Yukon potatoes, and bro, there was a lot of lamb.
Yeah.
There was a lamb that was slaughtered for his plate. I was like, golly.
You got there
How
and
many
you heard
lambs on
Bob
here, man?
from the background. Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, it was good. Sister had scallops. I had the flatbread something, but it was awesome.
You know, he's got the best scallops. Shout out to Three Forks.
3, 4.
Bacon wrap. Bacon wrap. You got to say it like this.
mind.
Scallops.
Really?
Bacon wrapped scallops.
I forgot. That's the text bracket you got to
man.
speak with
Well,
that.
you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You got to walk in there acting like you've been there before. Act like you know.
They'll be like, hey, man, you're the Eagles' Aaron Schachter, right?
No. I'm much
Yeah.
more cooler than that. I'm much more rich and famous than a radio person.
Excuse me.
That's what you got to tell them.
Sorry.
They find out you're the Eagle guy. They kick you out.
Really?
I've been through that before. Yeah.
Nah, there's so many people that like classic rock.
Aren't you the guy who makes fun of the newspaper guys? Get out of here. I was like, all right.
You should be known for that. That'd be great.
My brand. We didn't go to no Seasons 52.
No.
We went to the movies. I'm a big movies guy.
Oh.
I
Okay.
love me the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we could skip a meal, just head to the movies.
You ain't skipping no meal, man. Come on, man.
You trying to call me fat?
No, I'm not roasting.
Okay, see how it is.
If it's Father's Day, we ain't skipping no meal. We may do it after.
Listen.
But we not skipping no meal.
Well, we didn't technically. It was a 4
Someone
o'clock
pay for
movie.
this meal.
But we did, I'll do like a medium slushy.
Okay.
And I'll mix together the cherry and the cola flavors.
Oh, boy.
Then I'll get the nachos with the jalapenos.
Before the movie starts?
Well, to bring into the theater. And then I'll also get either a bag of ropes or a box of Bunch of Crunch.
Wow, Aaron.
That's the menu right there.
We're different. The nachos without the jalapenos, I could rock with. But everything else you did, I was just like, yeah, you got a certain particular taste for your movie cuisine. All I need is the fake, unhealthy, oiled butter and a large popcorn with Raisinets.
It's too much popcorn.
Or Raisinets.
Raisinets are dope. Eat them together. That's awesome. That's great.
You shake them up, man. You know what I mean? And
But they
sometimes
give you
put
a
your hand in
small
there.
box of popcorn, and it's enough for 7 people. Like, I don't need all that.
Yeah, well, the ropes.
The ropes are dope. I didn't even know I liked these things until last year. Imagine a Twizzler without the ridges. So just like a cylindrical Twizzler. And then on the inside is like a white cream, a sugar cream. Don't be laughing now. Don't.
I just
pause. Don't be doing it.
The excitement you have describing it.
It's dope. It's
I
great
gotta see
candy
it in action.
It's like a newer candy, I think.
Yeah,
it
I've
wasn't
never
around
had
when
a
I was a
rope.
kid.
I've never had a rope.
I don't even know that that's what they're called. I don't know if they're nerds or Twizzlers or what, but I know it says ropes on the package. And so
might
I
just be
rock
ropes.
with that. Yeah, I rock with that. Or a Bunch of Crunch. It depends what I'm in the mood for. The point is, we went to go see Inside Out 2.
Ah, okay.
That movie dominated at the box office, by the way. Second biggest opening for an animated film in American history. Second biggest opening globally, worldwide, for an animated film.
Off the record.
Yeah.
Off the record.
Okay.
Between me and you.
Yeah, just me and you.
For Father's Day,
Father's
you really wanted to go see an animated movie.
So they asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take like an 8 and a 6 to the movies unless we go to a kid's movie.
Hey, man, listen. I'm not judging. I'm just asking questions.
Sounds like
over
you're
here,
judging.
Man. No, I'm
it
just
sounds
asking
like you're
questions,
calling
man.
my wife lazy and unthoughtful.
Get it out if you got to get it out. It's off the record, you know?
That's true.
if that's how you feel about
it is off the record.
The Times Union, if that's how you feel about your lovely wife.
Nah, man.
That's crazy.
No, it was a wonderful trip to
it was.
the movies. Not only that, can I admit this?
Come on.
Just to you? Is it just me and you?
It's me and you.
All right. Don't tell anybody. Because this is really embarrassing. If the newspaper guys get a hold of this information,
no one will read it because it's behind a paywall.
You said it, not me.
Well, that's what I hear from our reliable sources.
Okay.
That other people use.
I don't work at
Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie, so. Here's the deal. 4 of us went to the movie. Me, my wife, and my 2 littles. My big is in the Outer Banks with my family right now.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
All 4 of us walked out of that movie in tears. All 4 of us.
I've seen that on social media that people have been crying at that movie.
All 4 of us.
Wow.
It was rough. Now, listen. I can be a sucker at some of these movies sometimes, right? You see something that kind of hits you in a weird way on the heartstrings. You're like, oh, this reminds me of being 5 years old. Whatever it is. That movie, there's a scene in that movie, the climax of the movie, essentially. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Spoiler alert. But man, all of us were in tears. Heavy tears.
Yeah.
It was a tough one. But it was a great movie. I enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. We went to the movies. Everything's so expensive at the movies, and nobody cares anymore, by the way. Like, you go in there, not that they ever cared. Like, I doubt 16-year-olds working at the movie theater ever really cared. But it used to be that there were adults who also worked at the movie theater, and they were, like, doing their careers there. Like, they actually had a job. You could make a living, and you cared about work.
Yeah.
You wanted your movie theater to be good.
Yeah.
You wanted to get like good scores and customer service and feedback and all this stuff. I don't know, man. I show at the movie theater and there are long lines and I'm like, it's expected. Father's Day, Father's Day weekend. Lots of people probably come to the movie theater. It's 11 billion degrees outside. So people are like, all right, we'll stay inside for the day. I get long lines. I showed up at that theater 20 minutes before showtime.
Okay.
I'm telling you, 10 minutes after the movie started, I'm still online. I've sent my kids and my wife into the theater.
Why didn't you just do the Fast Pass? Well, which movie theater did you go to?
So here's the thing. Normally, I'll go to one of the newer theaters by my house where you can order food to your seats. But it's a popular movie theater.
Yeah.
So, like, all the showtimes were filled up.
With the commoners, huh? With the people that, you know.
I'll just say we couldn't get 4 seats together. It was that busy. I just told you that it was the most popular animated movie since Incredibles 2. So everybody went.
So there wasn't a whole lot of planning that went into this.
No, not really. No.
Okay. All right.
What are you trying to say?
Well, you said it.
I did say it.
I'm just reiterating.
So I started looking at other theaters. It's like, oh, I haven't been in Tinseltown in a while. I haven't been to the Avenues in a while. Let me see what they got going on.
Okay, smart.
And we ended up, I found a showing around 4 o'clock at the Avenues with nobody. There was like 10 people who had bought tickets to the show.
Nice.
I was like, we have our pick of the seats.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I found a short row with only 5 seats in it. I was like, this is perfect. Perfect. It's like buying a plane ticket where you buy the seat in the middle. So no one buys the 2 edges.
Is that a thing?
Sometimes people do this. On flights that aren't full, you buy the middle seat because no one wants to sit next to anybody. If you're looking at an empty flight, you're either buying the aisle seat or the window seat.
Yeah.
But you're staying away from the middle seat rows. And so you may end up with a row to yourself if the flight isn't packed, which almost never happens anymore. I'm just trying to teach you stuff, Brian.
Yeah.
But in any case, I'm at this movie theater and I realize behind the counter where you usually can expect 2 to 3 people per line working to do all this stuff, I think they maxed out at 3 employees back there for these 3 lines. It was wild. And then you look at the employees and you know they're having the worst day. It's like, why would they want to hustle? Why?
That popcorn ain't going nowhere.
They're only catching attitude. Every person's only giving them attitude because they had to wait 30 minutes for this thing. So, like, I'm looking at them going, if it was me, I'd be moving even slower. As I see that line grow,
I start yawning.
I'd be like, screw everybody today.
You know what I mean?
But, you know, shout out to them for finally getting it done. 40 minutes on the line for concessions. But the ropes made it worth it. So did the slushy. It's good stuff.
Aaron, do you remember when you were reading an article and some tweets for an A block, and you spent about 11 minutes building up to one point so you could just read the fact that whoever you asked on for an interview respectfully blew you off?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
When did that happen?
That was great. That's a great setup. You should be a stand-up comedian.
When did that happen?
Anyway, but I'm glad you had a Father's Day as well. That was well.
I appreciate that.
As well, that was well.
But it's leading into this vacation I'm taking towards the end of the week, which has already turned into a nightmare. Listen to this.
Okay.
So my sister plans this vacation for my family, her family, and my mom and her husband, right? We're all getting together. My family never gets together on vacations. This will be the first Schachter family vacation.
Oh, like a family reunion.
Yeah.
Nice.
Of my immediate family. This will be the first Schachter vacation of my immediate family in maybe a decade for me.
Is there a reason for that other than like distance?
I think my mom is tired of me blowing him off when it comes to vacation time.
Oh, you hit him with the Ryan Michael.
All
right.
I mean, maybe he's a little more polite than I tend to be, for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
So she goes, hey, we're taking a vacation. I'm telling you 2 years in advance, so you have to book it. I'm like, all right, where are we going? They decide they're going to the Outer Banks, which is a beautiful place to be.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, it's nowhere near anything convenient. So, like, you want to fly to the Outer Banks, Brian? You land at an airport and then have a 3-hour drive.
That defeats all the purposes.
The entire purpose of flying.
Every last purpose.
Now, for them, coming from the north, New York and Pennsylvania, it's a 5-hour drive for them. For me, it's a 10-hour drive. Then my wife turns to me and she goes, by the way, I got to stay. I got work stuff. I can't go. Then my oldest daughter, who's going to help me on the car ride up with the littles, my oldest daughter goes, hey, your mom wants to fly me up to her house, and then we're going to drive down. So now I'm raw dogging a 10-hour car ride with 2 tiny kids and no help.
We clearly don't know the definition of raw dogging.
Just okay. I got no help is what I'm saying. I got no assistance, no protection from tantrums. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you gymnastics your way into that. Okay, maybe you do know the meaning. I got
We're going in wide awake.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out when to leave. I'm freaking out right now.
Well, hold on. If you're the one driving, you determine when you leave, right?
No, that's my point. Do I leave in the middle of the night and risk them not sleeping?
Absolutely.
Or do I leave in the morning and then I end up having to stop twice for breakfast and lunch? Like, on the one hand, the 10-hour plus road trip is like a staple of every dad and family. But on the other hand, I'd rather jump off a cliff than do this.
Pack breakfast so you only have to buy lunch. And you leave in the morning time.
But part of the reason you stop for those meals, Brian, is because the kids got to get out and stretch. You don't have little kids. You don't get it. A 10-hour drive with a 6-year-old is really a 14-hour drive or a 12-hour drive. You ain't going straight through unless you're one of those mean parents that I aspire to be. And then you just tell your kids to shut up every time they make noise.
Put some adult diapers on them and be like, hey, listen, let's make this happen, all right?
I mean, they got tablets, Brian, but they're going to lose internet multiple times during the trip. You know that's going to happen.
Mobile hotspot.
That's what I'm saying. You'll lose it during these trips.
Oh, you lose that too? Okay, I thought the whole... Okay.
Well, you lose all kinds of cell service. You lose all kinds of internet connectivity when you drive up and down the coast.
You got one of those spaceship kind of cars, though, right? You don't have, like, the screens in there that they can watch a movie?
No, man, you know what I drive. You know is. That's not what we got. I'm saying I'm kind of screwed. So then, get this.
Okay.
So then I hear this morning, after they spent the first night in that Outer Banks vacation, VRBO, whatever it is, Airbnb, you know what they found? You want to take a wild guess? My daughter texted me this morning.
Outer Banks, remind me one more time, what part of the country?
North Kakalaka.
Oh, boy. Yeah, they could have found, either a snake or a spider or like not a raccoon, but something that's, bigger and furrier.
Try freaking bed bugs. They found bed bugs at the Airbnb.
Clown behavior.
And I'm like, now I don't want to go.
I'm not going.
Now I'm going to skip the vacation.
Hey, now I'm not going. Y'all better meet me in Charleston or something.
Last thing I want to do is bring the bed bugs home. Now, clearly, they got a new place. Like, that's what they've been working on today. They got a different spot.
But
what if you bring them with you?
I was about to say,
what are you doing to the stuff you had there?
You buried the lead on that one, too.
But this is where I'm at right now. So, like, they're all texting me all day. I'm like, I'm not even there. I'm not mentally prepared to manage this today.
Y'all handle it. Y'all are there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you would have driven up, I guess this morning? When did they find it? Today, right?
Like literally, my sister woke up and she thought she had a tick on her. And then they did a little Googling and research and they realized it wasn't a tick.
Oh, boy.
It was a bed bug.
Can you imagine if you would have gotten there after a 10-hour drive with 2 kids that may or may not have slept? And then you find out, hey, there's bed bugs. We got to figure out a new situation. That level of Aaron frustration, I don't ever want to see.
You've seen me throw tantrums, small tantrums before. You haven't seen like a real deal. I can't handle this tantrum.
So, how are you going to figure out whether or not you're going to go?
I don't know.
You're stuck. You're going.
I got no idea what to do.
You're absolutely going.
My mom's sitting here texting me, goes, "Oh, I think this house is further away from you." I'm like, what? I got to drive farther now?
It's in Virginia.
To go sleep with bed bugs? Like, if you guys also, they're out on the coast, like by the beach and stuff. It's a beach house. If you want to go to the beach, why aren't you coming here? Come to Florida. It's cheap. I live here. You're not making me drive 11 hours.
Man.
What the heck? Excuse my language.
I actually feel bad for you, man.
Thank you. I was looking for your pity. I appreciate that.
The vacation was going to be like, well worth it, but, it's vacation and cool, man. Enjoy yourself. But this sounds like this is not going to get too much better.
No.
It won't get worse, but it won't get too much better. I'm sorry.
I'm not necessarily an optimist either, so I'm not going into this bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
He is full Ella right now when he tells you that one, okay?
But sure, lots of stories on the other end of that one. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Last chance to get in, 904-362-9901. Back in a minute on ESPN 690.
Let's face it, work sucks, but you do get a lunch break. That's where the Young and Norvell Show comes in weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690, featuring me, Terry Norvell, and former Gator basketball star and current SEC Network analyst Patrick Young. Let's face it, Hollywood has been fresh out of ideas for 25 years. So don't waste your valuable lunch break on the same old tired TV and movie shows. Tune in to the Young and Norvell Show, where we promise to make you laugh, think, get angry, but most important, you will have fun. It will quickly become your favorite part of the day. The Young and Norvell Show, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our returning champion, a basketball court sweat mopper from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Louis Cramp.
Great to be back, Merv.
There's only one category left on the board, Louis. People you can trust to repair your air conditioner. Your 10 seconds starts now.
Well, I'm pretty handy with tools around. So my Uncle Steve used to fix transmissions, so maybe he could... Okay, sorry. I guess just call the guys at Bueller?
That's right, Lewis. The highly trained technicians at Bueller Air and Plumbing have the tools and the experience to service any make and model of home air conditioner to make sure that you are cool.
You sure I can't just have a quick...
Yeah, we're done for today.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Do it with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Final few minutes of today's broadcast. It's a Thursday edition on a Monday. Tomorrow will be a Friday edition on a Tuesday. All that to say, I will not be on the air on Wednesday.
And Wednesday will just be a terrible day.
Why is that? Because I'm not going to be on the air?
Because you're bed-bugged. Vacation awaits you. Hey, gee.
We'll see. Well, they're in a new spot. They're in a new house.
That's right.
Wednesday will not be on the air in remembrance of Juneteenth. Thursday and Friday, I will not be on the air in remembrance of a bed buggy vacation.
There you go.
Yeah. So back on Monday to have fun here on ESPN 690. I did want to talk about this Bill Belichick story. He's reportedly got a new girlfriend that we need to discuss, as we tend to do here on the Aaron Schachter Show, Brian.
This day, let's do it.
You like to get upset with me when I have a little ageism in my mouth when it comes to some of these guys. We can get to that topic tomorrow, though. I feel it deserves more than 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
It deserves a deep dive into some of the characters into the story.
Yeah, let you cook in your hate.
I just do want to shout out Ryan Michael one more time. We talked about him last segment. He's the guy on Twitter Jags fan base has been falling in love with because he's out here throwing out Fred propaganda and Trevor stats, all kinds of great stuff on the Jaguars. And while he didn't listen to the segment we just did, I don't think we insulted him, did we?
Not at all. I called him a senator for the way that he...
You did say it was diplomatic.
Kindly put you down to say, hey, I can't make it, okay?
He is offering his services. It does seem like it's his work schedule. He says he's free after 5:30, which is after we're done here on the show.
Yeah.
He's offering to record together. He wants me to shoot him my number.
Okay.
I was like, I don't really give out my number that easy, man. You're going to have to woo me a little bit.
Dinner first?
I mean, I tried. I tried to ask him out on the proverbial radio date. I got turned down. I'm not going to sit here. Don't I look desperate if I go back and go, yeah, please call me, sir?
The man already had it. Would you want somebody to come on your show who would give up on the other commitments that he already had?
Yes.
To come for you?
Absolutely. That would be the number one requirement, actually.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, I'm working from 3 to 5,
all right,
but I'm going to do the show. I'd be like, you get to come on whenever you want. You're the top guest. I respect that. I respect the lack of work ethic. Thank you so much for your participation. No, I'll reach back out to Ryan. Obviously, he's a good guy. He doesn't want to ruin any relationships in the media. I mean, I think he's a young guy. If he was a Shipley acolyte, John Shipley ain't 40,000 years old. But We'll talk to Ryan. We'll get him on the show. Good guy, obviously knows his stuff. You know I love my stats and metrics. And the guy's working for the Hall of Fame. Doesn't get cooler than that. I mean, maybe it gets cooler than that, but not too much cooler.
Oh.
Not too much
John,
cooler.
you about to shoot.
No, not too much cooler.
All right, you have to cut it off then.
I'm just saying, I imagine there are cooler jobs than working at the Hall of Fame.
Well, then go ahead and shoot then.
But I'm not saying that he's not cool for doing it. You walk me into this corner. It's the end of the show. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. This has been the Aaron Schachter Show.
Call that man uncool like that and then leave the show.
It's been a fun one.
Disrespectful.
Stop trying to blow it up, Brian.
Put some respect on his
We
name.
might have a new friend. Stop trying to blow it up. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. right here on ESPN 690. You guys go out and make it a great night, because I told you so.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital, CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call, and you can too. Get a free consultation with QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau, and here's why you want to give QC Kinetics a call if you're dealing with joint pain, because you can't do anything you love to do, especially the outdoor stuff during the summer. Don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints like your knees, your hips, your back, your shoulders. Free consultation at 904-274-5522. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, no downtime. And QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who is an